I had an amazing comment on my previous video about the reality of Florida, and the comment took to the words of that you should visit Florida before you decide to make a permanent relocation. So that's what I talk about in today's video. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. As you kind of can see out here, it's a little rainy, and I'm kind of in that same spot because I'm over by the Walmart. I had to go here to the Walmart while I'm on lunch, but as I said in the beginning of this video, is that I want to give the guy the credit. I kind of butchered in the beginning, but I want to give the guy the actual credit. And I'm going to pull up his name, and I'm going to pull up the comment. Just took a screenshot of it. And his name is Luke. L-O-U-K. L-O-U-K. Might be Lauk. I don't know. But I'm just going to say Luke. Luke231. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. But and I'm going to quote it verbatim. It says, "I agree with your perception. It is best if folks try Florida out before committing to a permanent relocation." Now I'll put the comment while I'm talking about like right here or something. But he's absolutely correct. He is 100% correct, because I made a few points that I want to bring up in this video, and I'm not gonna, just like the previous video and the reality of Florida video that you guys like and you guys love, I want to kind of bring forth why. And I agree with this position. Let me first state that first. I agree with this position, but why you should visit Florida before permanently relocating. A lot of people like to jump the gun and just move to Florida for the sake of moving to Florida and not knowing what it's actually like to live here in Florida. And just like the previous video, number one, I'll just combine the two, is the heat and the humidity, right? Those two together in one, the heat and the humidity. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to talk about what I said in the previous video, but the heat and humidity are a different beast, and different areas, in my opinion, have different humidity levels. The further south you go, the more tropical climate it becomes, and the more humid it is year round. I remember going down to Fort Lauderdale for my buddy's graduation, and I mean, it was May, but I got burned. I was sunburned on my arms, and I got burned through a Columbia, an SPF 50. I got tan through that Columbia, which was a complete eye shock to me because I'm from Northeast Florida. I'm from St. Augustine. It's the UV and the heat and the humidity are a different beast the further south you go, and the more hot and humid it actually becomes. But that's all around in general. Florida's very hot and it's very humid almost year round. Humidity comes back in April, end of March, beginning of April. The humidity starts coming back and it dies off in late November, or November, late October, in that kind of area, when hurricane season's kind of gone and the rainy season's over. But it's a different beast, man. It is. It's truly a different beast. And you need to visit at different times. You need to visit in July, in the middle of July. Say you come down here for the 4th of July. You need to feel what it's like to have that heat and humidity at the 4th of July. You need to see what the heat and humidity is at in October or November, what it's like, which is it's cooler temperatures and not as humid. Then you need to visit in March or April, or in that area, or maybe May, around then. You need to visit at different times and at different places too, which is my next point that I'm about to bring up. But you need to visit at different times of the year, and not just come down here during the summer, or just come down here if you're a snowbird and coming down here in November, because you're not actually getting what Florida's really like. Florida, for 85 to 90% of the time, is very hot and very humid, and the local Floridians and people who've been here for a long time can attest to that. Now, next up is the point that I wanted to bring up, which is different areas. You need to go to different areas. You need to go to St. Augustine. You need to go to Tampa. You need to go to Orlando. You need to go to the Keys. You need to go to Miami. You need to go to Pensacola, right? I'm just naming big name cities and big target areas, but you can go to Fort Myers. You can go to Coral Gables, which I guess is Miami, but you can go to Cedar Key. You can go to Destin. You can go to Emerald Coast. You can go to Jacksonville. You can go all these areas, Daytona Beach, right? You can go all these different areas, but you need to experience different areas because they have different people. The more south you go, the more New York it becomes, and more the Northeast it becomes. And now there are locals there, and people don't really like that I say that, but everyone from up north moves down south, and they go to Orlando and below. They don't go to Jacksonville. They didn't go to Pensacola. So if you want true Florida, in my opinion, you go to Ocala. You go to Ocala, Gainesville. You go to Jacksonville. You go to St. Augustine. You go to Destin. You go to Pensacola. That's the true, my opinion, the true Florida. Because the further south you go, the more north it becomes. But you should try different areas, because different areas have different foods. Not generally, but they have different foods, a different way people speak, carry themselves, the way they act, the way they do. Pensacola is a lot more country than it is at Tampa. Jacksonville is a lot more crazy than it is in Jacksonville's just crazy in general, so Jacksonville's just crazy, but Jacksonville is crazier than, say, Orlando, just for an example. But different areas have different people, different foods, different like kind of ways of life. It's all like different little cultures or different little areas and how people behave in different areas. Jacksonville and St. Augustine is a lot different than the way people act and like carry themselves in Tampa or Orlando or Miami, right? And vice versa. You can make that comparison all over the place. But the point that I'm trying to drive home is that people act and behave differently in the different areas in Florida, because Florida's a big state. Florida's not all just Vero Beach. It's not just Miami. It's not just Tampa. You got Ocala, you got Lakeland, you got Live Oak, you got Lake City, you got, again, Jacksonville. Then you got Lake Okeechobee. You got all these different areas, but the main cities of where people are going to focus and where they're going to travel to. But yeah, it's like different areas have different people. Duh. But it's more pronounced here in Florida. And lastly, I want to drive this point home just pretty quickly because I don't want these videos to ramble on very long. But life in Florida, we're not like, you don't Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they all show you like everyone out on the water. They're all fishing, they're all doing something, they're all outside. And truthfully, most of the time, or a lot of the time, I'm not gonna say most of the time, but a lot of the time, we're indoors too. It's so damn hot and it's so damn humid out here at times that we don't want to be outside. There are times up here in St. Augustine where it's so damn hot and humid and the sun's just kicking your ass. You don't want to leave your house, and you're timing your grocery run, you're timing when you're gonna be outside based off the weather app, because if it's cloudy in the morning and 11 o'clock rolls around and the sun breaks through, all of a sudden you got the devil beating down on your head with the UV of 10 by 11 o'clock, and you're wanting to die because it's so damn hot out. And the sun, it may be 95 degrees out, the temperature, the sun will just cook you alive and then make you feel like it's 140 out on top of humidity. So like you're just sweating immediately. So chances are a lot of times you're not always out on the water. You're not always out at the beach, because even the beach the water can turn to bath water and you just feel gross. But then you're not always in the pool. Sometimes you're just sitting inside in the AC, just sitting on your phone because it's just so hot out. You cannot do anything, or you don't want to do anything, or your day's already ruined because you're at the grocery shop and now it's 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock and it's just too damn hot out to do it. But yeah, like I said, we work around the weather app at times, and yes, everyone can say the same thing about their place or where they live, but in Florida, again, it's taken to a different level because the sun here's a different beast, and the temperature and the weather's a different beast. You have to work around different times or when the sun's going to come out so you don't sweat, or you have to go shower again for the 3rd time. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Hope you all did like this content. Be sure to let me know, take the comments and let me know what you think about if you visited Florida or you're living here in Florida or your different areas. Let me know. If you guys did like this content, be sure to leave a like, guys. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one.